Hello, I'm Daniel. I wanted to come and talk to you about something I've noticed. In my experience, I've noticed that a lot of people say that they really want more down to earth spiritual teachings, really just down to earth things that are easy to understand, things that aren't, way up in the clouds, but things that are here that make sense, that aren't really complicated philosophy that we have to grasp with, where there's not gatekeepers who act like you don't know enough about the practice. We really don't want that sort of thing around. And this makes me wonder if sometimes if we've sort of lost the thread when we're teaching Buddhism, when we're doing what we're trying to do. Because I think that it should all be down to earth. It should be easy to understand. The purpose of Buddhism is to reduce suffering. And if we see the world and we see ourselves more clearly, then the point is that hopefully we will suffer less and the people around us will suffer less. And also, if we live an upright life and we stop feeding chaos all the time, then hopefully, again, we will suffer less. If we can put down our baggage and stop carrying false narratives in our heads about ourselves and about the world all the time, then again, hopefully we're gonna suffer less. That's the plan. That's the point of all this. I don't think there's more to it than this. It's just about striving to live a more awakened life. It's not about getting caught up in debates or complicated speculation about the universe or philosophical arguments. And it's not about making people think we're more awakened than they are. And it's not about putting everything into nice spiritual categories either. It's about striving to live a more awakened life. And what's a more awakened life look like? I'm going to read you a quote. This is from a teacher named Hongji. You don't need to remember that though, but the point is he has something very good to say to us. It is, if you accord everywhere with thorough clarity and cut off sharp corners, you can be called a complete person. Let me read that again. I really like it. If you accord everywhere with thorough clarity and cut off sharp corners, you can be called a complete person. A more awakened life is a more complete life. Sharp corners are where our attention is fragmented, where we're confused and we're making enemies out of everything all the time. When our attention is fractured, it's hard to focus on what's important. It's hard to focus on the things that matter. And when we're making enemies out of everything all the time, it's hard to have any sort of harmony in our life. It's hard to find happiness. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to soften our edges. We're trying to cut off our sharp corners and live a more complete life and learn how to bring our attention to this moment and to focus on the things we want to focus on, to not get carried away when things get hard, and to not just be torn up by our suffering, to just live our lives and try to do some good in the world for ourselves and for other people too. So that's what I mean to say when I say Buddhism and meditation practice in general. It should all be down to earth. And if it's not, then we're running into trouble and we're making some mistakes and we're doing a disservice to the teachings. I hope this talk has been helpful. Thank you for listening.